and recovery. I am live today. To be honest, I didn't feel like going live today. I've had a really tough few days with my mental health and my PTSD. But I thought, no, I have to show up. I have to continue showing up. I have to continue talking about mental health. I have to continue to show people it's okay to suffer and it's okay to feel bad. And it's okay to talk about it. So I'm live. I'm here for the Q&A. I'll answer any questions as honestly as I can. Keep them safe for the YouTube community. This is a safe space. This is a space where people can come and talk about mental health without fear of discrimination, stigma, or nasty comments. So happy to answer any questions. We'll talk to people. We'll engage. And obviously here to talk about mental health and trauma recovery. So, but the last few days has been tough for me. And I've really been in a dark place. I've been really sinking. It's like I'm in quicksand and I can't stop myself from sinking towards rock bottom again. In here. And the only thing that keeps me going, the only thing that keeps me sane is talking about mental health on YouTube, and obviously planning my business, my coaching business. So that's the only thing that's keeping me sane at the moment. I'm really struggling with life. I'm really struggling with the trauma and the flashbacks and the nightmares and the lack of sleep, and that's really affecting me. And it's important to talk about that. So the only thing that keeps me sane is this YouTube channel, is my coaching business, and my plans for the future with that. And of course, as the business is brand new, so I need new clients for that. I need new clients to start coaching. But this channel is about mental health. This live Q&A is about mental health. This is about talking about mental health. Let me just make sure the chat settings are up to date. There we go. Yeah, so this is just about, let me just put my glasses on, because yeah, this is a live Q&A to talk about mental health. If you have any questions regarding my mental health diagnosis, or anything you want to talk about, anything that's been on your mind, how are you all feeling? I'll give you a shout out, answer any questions, and obviously respond to any comments. But please abide by the community guidelines, otherwise you'll get blocked. This is a mental health channel. This is a Q&A that is supposed to help people and support people. Paul Freeman, how are you? Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate that. Welcome. Good evening. Good evening, Theodore. Good evening, Penelope. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining the live. Don't forget, guys, this is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery. Paul Freeman says it's good to see you. It's good to talk to you as well, my friend. Really appreciate that. Hello, Penelope. Thank you for subscribing. That means a lot to me. This channel is about mental health. So please do get your questions in. Please do, be respectful, but, it's a positive conversation. It's a positive live. I have been struggling recently. The last few days, I've been really, really in a dark place, but I needed to come live to talk about it and pull myself out of a rut. So get your questions in. How is everyone doing? Penelope, how are you feeling today? Because you stole my heart. I don't know what that means. But I appreciate the comment. Thank you very much. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery. Penelope is doing good. That's great. That's great news. Hope you're enjoying your evening. Forgive me if you see me looking up now and again. I've got the darts on in the background. So I've stolen your heart, apparently, says Roak Farag. Well, what can I say? Thank you for the comment. I'll take that. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery, and I've been really struggling with my mental health these last few days. I can't shake it. I can't shake that numbness, that emptiness feeling, you know, and I question myself all the time about why I'm continuing, you know, why I need to keep moving forward. But I have to, and that's what my channel is for. That's what my coaching business is for. And I want to help people who are in the same position as I am. And if I can talk about mental health, then anyone can talk about it. So get your questions in. Happy to answer any questions anyone might have. This is a live Q&A, so you drive the conversation. I'm here to connect, to engage, and hopefully to try and, you know, resonate with you on a certain level. Penelope says, "How are you?" Penelope, to be honest, I've been really suffering these last few days. The depression has been really bad. It's really sunk in, and I've had to, you know, really get a grip of myself to come live today. But I did it because I know I have to. I did it because I know, you know, I need to, and it's good for my mental health. So I'm here, and I will keep going. But thank you for your question, and thank you for your concern. Get your questions in, guys. Happy to answer any questions anyone might have. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery. Appreciate the thumbs up, Penelope. Are you a mental health sufferer yourself, or have you had any issues with mental illness or any experience with depression? You know, because my lived experience is what helps me in my professional life. But you know, I think everyone deals with it in a different way, and it manifests itself differently with each individual. So you know. But no, not really, I don't think. Well, that's good news that you haven't. And it shows that you're, you know, a very strong person. So well done to you. You know, but, you know, 1 in 5 people now in the UK suffer with mental health issues. So, you know, it is important. It is a conversation that needs to happen. Because there still is a stigma that surrounds it. There still is a stigma around men talking about mental health because they feel less masculine. And there is this loneliness epidemic when it comes to men. They feel like, I have to do this alone. I need to do this alone. So they isolate themselves. And the loneliness kicks in. And I think the loneliness epidemic that we're in is costing us more male lives every single year. So I think the conversation is extremely important. And that's why I go live. That's why I create content around mental health, to try and support people, to try and be there for people who haven't found the strength yet to come forward and talk about their mental health. So I think, you know, that's why it's important to talk about it. And men's mental health is a subject close to my heart because I'm someone who's been there. I have been diagnosed with complex PTSD, clinical depression, ADHD, and an anxiety disorder. So I have all those diagnoses. Some days are good, some days are bad. I'm on medication, I'm in therapy, and through all of that, I developed a passion and a purpose for wanting to help people. So that's why I create content on YouTube and try and help people talk, connect, and start the conversation that surrounds mental health. So, you know, if I can do it, then anyone can do it. And I appreciate everyone who's joined my lives, watched my content, interacted in the community tab with any of my, you know, I try to motivate people through the community tab with motivational posts. And you know, all I want to do is, you know, talk about mental health with people who that resonates with, who want to do the same thing, who wants to raise awareness, because it's massively important. You know, mental health, your mental health should be as important as your physical health. They go hand in hand. So, you know, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to do these Q&As, to talk about mental health. So get your questions in. If you have any questions, If you're new to the channel and you do stumble across this live, this channel is called Pieces of a Broken Mind, Mental Health and Recovery. This channel documents my journey through mental illness, and I talk about mental health awareness every single day. So that's what my channel is for. That's what it's about. So like, comment, and subscribe, and be a part of my mental health community, because my mind might be broken, but that doesn't mean I'm broken. It just means I'm human and I'm recovering and I'm working at that. So, yeah, get your questions in, guys. Happy to answer any questions anyone might have. So I'm here now until 8 p.m. With you guys to answer any questions, take part in the Q&A. You drive the questions. I'll answer as honest as I can. But if you've got any tips or anything that you do that helps with your mental health, would they, good positive tips would be much appreciated as well. So that's what I'm here for. And I go live twice a week, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and every Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time, to talk about mental health and make myself available to people out there who might be struggling, who might think that they're on their own, who might think that that there's no way out, but there is, because once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. So keep going, keep pushing forward, keep moving forward, and you do have the courage and you do have the strength to talk about mental health. So that's why these lives are important to me, to show people that if just a guy just like me, a normal guy, who's opening up about his mental health, if I can do it, then you guys can do it. You can talk to people, you can get the help that you need, you can get the support that you need, you can get the support that I'm getting. I'm working with my therapist, I'm on the right medication, and I'm trying to learn to live alongside my issues. But that takes time. Healing takes time, and I've been battling these issues since 2022. So it's important that I come on. I still continue to make content on YouTube and talk. So get your questions in, guys. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery, whether that be if you have any questions about my my diagnosis or my journey through mental illness, or if you want to talk about anything that you guys want to talk about. That's what I'm here for. That's what this channel is here for. That's what these lives are supposed to be about. So get your questions in. I'll answer as honest as I can. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health. Please abide by the community guidelines, and keep your comments respectful or you'll be blocked. Ladybug says, please do tell. What would you like me to tell you? Ladybug, it's a bit vague. That comment's a bit vague. So if you could give me a bit more clarity on what you would like me to tell you, that would be great. Get your questions in, guys. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery. Ladybug says about mental health. What do you mean? In mental health in general, or my mental health? I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counsellor. I'm just someone with lived experience, with a mental illness diagnosis, who wants to talk about mental health. So yes, I struggle with PTSD. I've been diagnosed with complex PTSD, ADHD, clinical depression, and an anxiety disorder. That is my diagnosis, and that is why I suffer with poor mental health. So I'm just trying to talk to people and engage with people and start a conversation about it. I'm not a counsellor, I'm not a doctor or a therapist. This channel is just created to raise awareness and help, and try and help people. So I hope that answered your question. But thank you for the question. Really appreciate you getting involved. Ladybug says, I understand you. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate the support. Thank you for joining the live, and thank you for engaging. It means a lot to me that people participate in these live Q&As, because all I want to do is try and start a conversation and talk to people about mental health and let them know they're not alone. You are not alone when it comes to poor mental health and depression, and you know, each individual's journey through mental illness will be different because we all have different disorders. But the one thing that we're all in is in the battle together. So you are not alone. Just remember that. And my channel will continue to post content every single day about mental health. Ladybug says, my son struggle in mental health. Healthcare sucks. Yeah, unfortunately, it's something that the world is suffering with at the moment. It's an epidemic. It's something that we need to get on top of, because all ages suffer with mental health. Mental health doesn't discriminate. So you could suffer it at any time in your life. So if your son is struggling, please tell him that the better times are ahead, with the right support and the right treatment, whatever that is for your son, whatever that will look like, that will help him get to a better day. But tell your son not to give up. So, you know, there's plenty of avenues, mental health charities, online therapists, online counsellors, doctors. You know, just get your son to talk to somebody about it. Yes, Ladybug says, yes, the acute care, it sucks because, I mean, I can only speak from my own experience. The mental health care in the UK is extremely poor. The NHS I'm on about, the system, the waiting lists are too long. You know, they don't help you immediately. They just give you an assessment and then put you on a list. So I can speak from my own personal experience. It took a long time for me to get my treatment. But you know, you have to hold on to hope. You have to keep going. You have to find a way of surviving. And you know, you have to keep pushing them to give you the help that you need. And don't take no for an answer. Because I kept going back to my doctor time and time again, saying I need this help. And he kept referring me and kept referring me and kept referring me until they finally gave me the help that I need. So, yes, I'm on a waiting list of 18 months, but I will still get the treatment now. I am on that list. So that helps me. Yes, I have complex PTSD, which is slightly more complicated than just PTSD. But I understand the repercussions of PTSD because I feel it every day. So tell your son to hang in there. He's not alone. And you know, hopefully he gets the right type of help and support that he needs to get better and move forward. This is a live Q&A, guys, to talk about mental health. So you have any questions, get your questions in. These lives are for you guys. So Ladybug, yes, because of that I need to give him children. Well, as long as you're doing the best by him, that's all you can do. You know, as long as you're doing what's best for his care, then you know you do that. Because everyone is unique and everyone's different, and their journey will look different. But ultimately, recovery is possible with the right treatment and care. So, you know, please don't lose hope. Please don't give up on that. Because I almost did. And, you know, I tried to end my life twice in 2022. You know, I wanted out. I wanted it to end. I wanted my life over. And that's, you know, a very sobering thought. So don't give up, please. Again, Yeah, and I understand, some messages are being withheld because of the nature about them. But look, I understand all of the aspects of what depression and PTSD can do to you because I've been there, done it, survived it, and lived it. And I continue to live it every day of my life. Um, and I don't come on here to try and gain sympathy or anything like that. I try to just raise awareness. A lot of the regret in my life I've made, I made those mistakes. I've only got myself to blame. So, people make mistakes. We learn, we grow, we move on, we change, and we evolve. Because if you don't, you're just going to stand still and your life will just pass you by. So keep going. Um, and that's all we can do is keep going. And all we can do is do our best. And I try my best every day to try and be better, to live alongside my trauma, to talk about mental health in a positive way, to show people and engage with people and inspire people to share their story. Because look, every story matters, not just mine. Your story matters, everyone's story matters. And once we can get that message across to more and more people, then we can save a lot of lives because mental health conversations can save a life. They're incredibly powerful. They're incredibly important, and that's why I push myself to go live. Um, Ladybug says, "Put him. It's because of his father." Uh, Whatever the reasons are behind the trauma, they can be worked through with the therapist and with a counsellor, and with a mental health professional. So, whatever the reasons are, just know that the right type of help is out there. So don't give up yet. Don't give up hope yet. I almost did, and I've been I've thought about giving up hope over the last couple of days, and uh, but the only thing that keeps pulling me back is I need to go live today. I need to start talking to people. Oh, I got a video coming out, or I need to make this plan for my coaching business, or I need to do this for my business. I need to promote my business. I need to make content on YouTube for this mental health thing. So having some sort of structure in my life is holding off the depression and the thoughts of ending it. So, find something that you're passionate about, find something that you're purposeful about, and use that as fuel to keep going. Because that's what I do. It may be tough, and life's not fair, and life's not meant to be fair, but it's, you can learn to live alongside whatever you're going through. And like I keep saying, recovery is possible. So keep going forward, guys. Don't stop, and don't give up hope. Because if you do, what have we got left to live for if we haven't got hope? This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery. So get your questions in. Ladybug says, yes, it's good what you do. Appreciate the support. I'm very self-conscious about going live and talking on YouTube because I'm not happy, ultimately with the way I look, and ultimately with the way I feel. But I go live because it helps people. Even if I can just help one person on that day, then that day's been a positive day for me. Hey Tash. Ladybug says hi Tash and Natasha. Red Mahi says the Force is strong with you. I wish I was as strong as a Jedi, my friend. And I wish I had a Jedi's powers, but all I've got is guts. All I've got is courage, and I keep trying to move forward, and that's all I do. Whether I want to end it or not, I keep moving forward. Ladybug says, I subscribe. Thank you very much for subscribing. It doesn't take a lot for you. It's not a lot for you guys to do. Just click that subscribe button. It's free to do. Costs you nothing, but it massively helps the channel to grow, and you know, we can talk to more people and help more people. So hey, u.com123 says, hey, is that a Spanish accent I can hear? No. I'm from Wales, but my father is from Spain. So I do have Spanish heritage, yes. But no, I was born in Wales, in the UK. Do I sound Spanish? I didn't know I could do a Spanish accent. That's quite a good skill, if I can. This message is held for review. Get your questions in, guys. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health. So u.com says, that's a mad one. I knew you as well. So am I. Well, welcome to the live. Hope you're doing well. At Love You Too M says, do you know Welsh? No, I don't. I'm from Cardiff. Born in Wales, but I've lived in Cardiff all my life, so no, I don't speak Welsh. Ladybug says, I am from Canada, by the way. I'd love to go to Canada one day, if I'm ever able to afford it. Canada is one of my places I would love to visit. 100% Welsh accent. I haven't got a Welsh accent. I got a Cardiff accent. You know this. We have this conversation. u.com123, come up the valleys, we'll teach you a bit. Well, I know good morning. I know that, I did Welsh in school, but I was never very good at it. Where is Cardiff? It's in the United Kingdom. It's in Wales. It's the capital of Wales, in the United Kingdom. This is a live Q&A about mental health and recovery, guys, so get your questions in. Well, yeah, it is Welsh to everyone, I guess. But not a lot of people know where Wales is, so yeah. I sound Spanish apparently anyway. Oh yeah, I'm definitely Welsh, but I think Cardiff, people who live in Cardiff have got a different accent to the people who live in the valleys, but that's just me because I'm from Cardiff. I'm 100% Welsh. Well, obviously my dad's not, but I was born here. But yes, I am. I do consider myself Welsh, but I like to think Cardiff people got a less of a Welsh accent, but clearly we haven't. But this Q&A is supposed to be about mental health and recovery. So please do get your questions in about mental health if you have any. How is everyone doing? "29 minutes into the live, and thank God I've had no trolls today so far. So I suppose that's a good thing. It's a good thing that I came live today because I really didn't want. Every area in Wales has got a different accent. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But Wales has got the best flag in the world. I've got the darts on in the background as well. Price is playing at the moment. He's winning as well, 2-1. But thank God I've got no trolls this week so far. But never say never. But I'm here to talk about mental health. Or if you have any questions about the channel or anything, get your questions in. Happy to answer anything that you might want to know. You can drive the show. This is a live Q&A. I'm here to engage and talk to people. Do get your questions in, guys. It's a live Q&A. Onlyme.com says, good evening. Are you the fella that mentioned trauma and going to therapy? Well, I talk about trauma. Yes, I am in therapy. I have complex PTSD, so quite possibly I could be that person that you're thinking of. Red says, you ever find sand dollars on the coast? Don't know what that means, but thank you for the question. I do talk about trauma and mental health and recovery every single day, so you know, it's an important subject to me, and it's something. It's the reason why I created this channel. Onlyme.com says, okay, I did come across you talk. Yeah, I talk about mental health every day, whether it be through short form content, posts in the community tab, or I go live twice a week to talk to people about mental health. And I have documented my journey through mental illness on my YouTube channel as well. So you know, I'm just trying to raise awareness and start a conversation that a lot of people, you know, feel like they can't have because of the stigma and the discrimination that still surrounds that. So that is why I'm doing these live Q&As, to try and help others talk about mental health. But thank you for joining the live anyway, and thank you for engaging. Really appreciate the support. You know, I really appreciate everyone who takes the time out of their day to watch something that I've done, or participate in my live, or respond to my posts. It you know, it gives me purpose to continue. So, you know, you guys are helping me. You might not think you are, but you do. And it's so heartwarming that people are so nice about mental health. Only me. I think there was a message held for a review there. But I can see it, but I won't read it out because, you know, I don't want to say those things. But I've been there. I know what onlyme.com. I've had those thoughts. I tried it in 2022. I wanted it in 2022. But hope is the only thing stronger than fear. So hold on to hope. If you hope for a better day, then it keeps you going. John Jesus 3837 says, do a backflip. I'm not a performing seal. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery, which is an important subject. So no, I won't do a backflip. But thank you for your comment, even though it's irrelevant and idiotic. But thank you for engaging anyway. You know, this is... My mental health would be significantly improved if you could do a wicked backflip. Again, I'm not going to do a backflip. If you need support with your mental health, see a mental health professional. And there's plenty of support out there. Counselors, therapists, doctors, whatever works for you, that's what you need to do. I'm not a performing SEAL. I will not do a backflip. I can't even do a backflip anyway. You're making me depressed. You're just a troll. So you just got yourself blocked for being an idiot. I've said many times this channel is these live Q&As are to talk about mental health. So that idiot has just been blocked, and will no longer be able to participate in these important lives to talk about an important subject. So goodbye, John Jesus 3837. You've had your neck wound in, and you're gone. So we move on. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health, guys, so get your questions in. Sorry about the morons in the chat, but they always come at some point of the live. I went 36 minutes without a moron, but one turned up. At suboptimal, I don't know. Onlyme.com says, my issue is I'm so stuck with the thought I don't want to talk to anyone about it. And I understand what you're feeling, because I felt like that, because you don't feel like talking to someone is going to help. But when you actually do it, when you actually start to process that, when you start to co-regulate with someone else, when you start opening up, you realize that it is helpful, that it is beneficial. You've just got to force yourself to do that, and understand that that person is there to help you. And once you do that, then you'll start seeing the benefit. Crisco Bushido says, I hope these dark times of recklessness and arrogance will soon come to an end, and that peace, hope, and safety will reach people everywhere in the world. Okay? Appreciate the comment. Thank you. Samara says, hi. Good evening, Samara. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. I've never been good at pronouncing names, but, give you a shout out anyway. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery. So get your questions in. It's a safe space where you can talk about it. No judgment here, just conversation and understanding, because, we all have mental health. So, this is the conversation I want to start, and this is the conversation, the type of conversation I want to participate in. So, get your questions in, and we can work through those as and when. Don't be shy. Tell me a bit about what you're going through, and we can talk about it. So how are you really anyway? Have you asked yourself that question lately? How are we really? I asked myself that over the last couple of days, and I have to admit that I'm struggling. So onlyme.com says, I just don't want it to hurt and be over. I understand that feeling as well, but I can only give you my own personal experience. That hurt that you're feeling is there because it's not been processed the correct way, because we're holding on to it, because we are in fear of what it might do once we've let it go. But you'll never let it go, but you can learn to live alongside it. So, I know it's tough, I know it's hard, but you can do it. Samara says, I struggle with chronic depression, OCD, shopping addiction, and hoarding issues since childhood. Been sectioned a few times in my life, struggling recently due to the loss of my parents close together. First of all, I'm really sorry for your loss, and I'm sorry you had to go through all of those things. But one thing that what it does show me is that you're still here today. So all of those things that you've just mentioned, you have survived. You have survived 100% of your bad days because you're here talking to me on this live. So be proud of that. And go out there and find the help that's going to be beneficial for you to work through these issues. Whether that be through an online counsellor, an online therapist, a life coach, whoever it may be, work through those issues and understand that recovery is possible and these people are there to help you. So invest in yourself and keep moving forward. Abra Khan says, hello man, I'm from Pakistan, what about you? Well, welcome. I'm from the United Kingdom. Onlyme.com says, thank you for your words, bye. Really appreciate you joining the live. Look after yourself and hopefully I'll catch you on my next live. Daniel Garcia says, do you wear 100% cotton zip hoodies with a hood? What sort of a question is that? Samra 5190 says, I'm from the UK too. Okay. Finding help in the UK, like I said, is challenging. The NHS is really struggling to give out the care that everyone needs. But I guess we just need to keep asking for the help and hope that we get it eventually. But don't give up. But I know even while you're waiting on waiting lists or whatever it may be, invest in working with a counsellor, invest working with a therapist, invest working with a life coach, because therapy and coaching are different. If you need help with your trauma and your past and dealing with unresolved issues, that's what therapy is for. Coaching is about improving your mindset, about planning for the future, overcoming obstacles that is stopping you from becoming a better version of yourself. So, choose the right type of help because it is out there. I've been working with my therapist for a long time and she's a massive part of my recovery. So, even though sometimes, I don't like to hear what she has to say about, how hard therapy is and what it's going to do and whatever. It's massively challenging, but it's also massively helpful in the fact that she has allowed me to look at my things in a different way and deal with things in a different way, and she's opening my mind to the possibility of living alongside my trauma. So that's all we can do. But yeah, Daniel Garcia, I don't know what you mean with your question, so I'm not answering that. It's just very random. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health, so if you have any questions about that, I'm happy to answer. I'll be live until 8 p.m. I go live twice a week, Wednesday evenings, 7 p.m. and Sunday evening, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. UK time to talk about mental health and recovery. So if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, please do share, please do let people know about this mental health channel, because it starts the conversation about mental health, and a mental health conversation is a very powerful thing, and it can help people, and that's what ultimately we all want to do, is because I think we're the best version of ourselves when we're helping others rise. So that's what I'm here for. That's what these lives are for. So I'll be live until 8 p.m. tonight to answer any questions or to listen or to talk to anyone out there who might be struggling. So please do get your questions in, and I will do my best to answer those as honest as I can. If you're new to the channel, introduce yourself. If you've watched any of my videos, let me know which is your favourite. If you're not watching live and you watch later on, get in the comments below, let me know how you are, where you're watching from, and I reply to all my comments also. So please do get your questions in, and please do participate in the live. And if you're not watching live, please get in the comments below, while you're watching the video, and let me know how you are and where you're watching from. I would much appreciate that. So this is a live Q&A, so get your questions in. I'll be live for another 15 minutes. Advice. Samra 5190 says advice on how to live with grief. Look, I can only talk to you from my own personal experience. There are many stages of going through grief. There are 7 stages of going through grief. We have to experience each one, but each individual experience is going to make you stronger, is going to make you more resilient. Unfortunately, we have to go through grief. We have to feel it. We have to let it sit with us, because we have to experience all of those stages in order to come out the other side. So my advice would be to sit with the grief, feel it, own it, and then let it heal. I think if we don't deal with it now, then it'll deal with us later down the line. If you don't face your feelings now, then later in life your feelings will face you when you least expect it. So it's okay to be upset. It's okay to let that grief out. But it's also good to work with a mental health professional who can help you do that. Jack Shepherd says Switzerland. Switzerland's another country that I would love to go one day. Just like I said, I would love to, do live shows all around the world where I can, meet my subscribers, meet the people that's a part of my mental health community, and talk about live, and talk live to you all and meet you all and do meet and greets one day, maybe, if the channel ever gets to that sort of levels. But right now I'm just talking to people about mental health and just trying to help people, and it is what it is. I've been feeling shitty the last few days, but I'm still here. I've been really in a dark place in the last few days, but I still came live because I know there's people out there who need this type of content, who want this type of conversation to happen. So that's why I'm here. That's what the live is for. So do get your questions in, guys. Remember, I am live every day. Not every day. I couldn't go live every day. I'm live twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays, but I do upload on my channel every single day, whether they be motivational posts, videos, or and then I do the lives twice a week. So there's always something on my channel for you guys to watch, for you guys to resonate with, and for you guys to interact with. So please do support the channel. Please do subscribe. Please do share the channel and make Pieces of a Broken Mind, the place where people come to talk and listen about mental health and help heal each other together. Because I think everyone has lost that. In today's digital age, with social media, people have lost the art of connecting with human beings. And sometimes I'm my own worst enemy with that, because I isolate myself. I push people away. I try to deal with it internally, and it backfires every single time. So I know how you're feeling. So my advice is fight those urges, fight those thoughts, and keep moving forward. Whatever happens, keep moving forward. Because life isn't fair, and it will continue to test you throughout your life with various different things. and you will have loss in your life. You'll have troubles, you'll have issues, you'll have mistakes. But we're just human beings. We have all of those things. We suffer all of those things. We experience all of those things. And it's about learning from those things and trying to be better. Um, that's all I can do, and that's all anyone else can do. So I really hope, people enjoy the channel, people talk about it, people share it, people subscribe, because this channel has played a massive part in saving my life. Being able YouTube giving me a platform to share what's going on in my mind, because it's easier for me to talk to the camera, because I feel so closed off. I feel so empty. I feel so numb. It doesn't matter. It doesn't translate to talking to a camera, because I know it's just me and the phone. It's harder to talk, about your issues, but you have to do that in a safe environment, and you have to do that with a therapist or a counselor. So, don't suffer in silence, and don't go through things alone. I'm hard work. I'm broken. My mind is shattered to pieces with so many different things. But if I don't hold on to hope, then things will never change. And everything that's happened to me, or everything that I've been through, has happened on purpose, and it's about who I am today. And it's not about who I was, it's about who I'm becoming. And who I'm becoming is a mental health content creator, a life coach in my professional life, and I can beat my mental illness. I can live alongside my mental illness, as long as I don't give in. I'll have more days like the last few days, but the hope that I get from waking up every day is that it's a chance to change, and it's a chance to change my life. So that's why I create content. That's why I come on YouTube, and that's why I try to show people. We all make mistakes. We're all humans, and we're all. Why are you sad? Why are you sad? Says ERFGT. I don't know. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. But why am I sad? I'm sad because I live with certain traumas. I'm sad because I'm not comfortable with who I am. I'm not comfortable with where I am in life. I'm not happy inside. I'm empty. I'm numb. I'm vulnerable. But that's all internally. There are issues that I haven't got resolved from my past, through different types of trauma that I haven't dealt with. And it's that's why I'm sad. Depression makes you feel sad. Sadness is a consequence of depression. Sadness is the consequence of PTSD. Some days I'm sad, some days I'm okay. Today's a sad day. Yesterday was a sad day. The day before was a sad day. But tomorrow might be a good day. Who knows? But mental illness is no joke. Mental health is very real. Depression is very real. And it's a silent killer. So, we have to be honest, and we have to be forthright with what we're talking about, and we have to have this conversation. It will get better. Really appreciate the support, really appreciate the positivity. My therapist says that to me a lot. Other people say that to me a lot. I find it hard to believe, because I'm still going through it. I'm still struggling with it. Hopefully I'll be proved wrong one day. So, I will hold on to hope, and I will keep moving forward. Cathal212 says, aliens. What about aliens? I didn't even know we were talking about aliens. That's a bit of a random comment, but thank you for engaging and getting involved. Talking about aliens, this is a mental health channel. But I appreciate all the support and the kind words. And hopefully, yes, it will get better. You just have to hope. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health. I will be live until 8 p.m. So please get your questions in, because I am missing the darts as well, because I'm live. But that's okay. I'm watching it in the background. Huge fan of the darts on ITV4. Price is playing, a Welsh guy, Welsh fella. There's only 5 minutes left of this live, guys, so if you have any final questions, please do get them in. I have been live since 7 and I will be here until 8 p.m. So any final questions, any final thoughts, please do get in the comments, let me know. And I appreciate everyone who's been a part of the live today and participated and interacted, because you know, it really helps me, and it really helps my channel. So thank you everyone who's watching and who has watched and who does watch and who has supported the channel. So final 5 minutes, guys, get your questions in. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Thankfully, we almost got to the end of the live with only 2 trolls today, which is always a good thing. Always a good thing. You know, they just got blocked. I haven't got time for idiots. Please do get your questions in, guys. The last couple of minutes. Adzeno786 says, I believe mental health has only been acknowledged recently due to social media. I personally don't believe in mental health, however. I understand not everyone is mentally strong. I appreciate your right to hold that opinion. I think it's an idiotic opinion, because mental illness has been proved over many years. And just because you can't see mental illness, it doesn't mean it's not there. So, you know, to belittle someone's trauma, to try and say that what they're going through isn't valid, I think is idiotic. So I believe you're an idiot. And I think you just need to wind your neck in and jog on, because you've just got yourself blocked for being an absolute fucking moron. Always, right at the end of the lives, fucking idiots in the chat. What a stupid comment. I don't believe in mental health. Who the fuck is he to say he doesn't believe in mental health? Idiot. Moron. And now he's feeling he's feeling a feeling at the top of his spine. His neck was wound in because he got blocked. Idiot. Last couple of minutes, guys. Get your questions in. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health. At Mopor says, please remember to take a rest and drink some water while streaming. Really appreciate the support. Thank you. I do take time to rest. I do need to rest my mind. That's why I only go live for an hour. Because after that, you know, my mind, you know, I need to switch my mind off from mental health so I can sort of try and relax. And I will take your advice and have a drink while I am streaming. But thank you for your concern and thank you for your support. Any final questions, guys? I've been live since 7. It's 8 p.m. coming up now. Has anyone got any final questions they would like to ask? But please do check out my motivational posts in the community tab. Do watch my content. There's some inspirational mental health content for you. So please like, comment and subscribe and be a part of this journey. Okay, if there's no final questions, guys, that will be the end of tonight's live Q&A. Thank you for everyone who's participated in the live. David McMahon says, a bit boring, do something. This is a live Q&A to talk about mental health and recovery. If that's too boring for you, then go and watch something else. YouTube is free, pal. You can watch, you don't have to watch. The title clearly says mental health and recovery. This is an important conversation that people need to have. If it's boring for you, then go and watch something else. Absolute idiot. But thank you to everyone else who's participated in the live. Thank you to everyone who's got involved and interacted with the live and talked about mental health and is supportive of trying to raise awareness surrounding mental health, because that's ultimately what we're trying here to do. I will be live next on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. I'll be live 7 p.m. UK time for 1 hour for another live Q&A on Pieces of a Broken Mind, mental health and recovery. So look after yourself, look after your family and friends, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.